Caspar on the 20th of May 2021, and I've got an Italian white here, Northern Italian white, and from one of the finest producers in that region, or indeed any other region in Italy. So what have we got? We got a 2015 Sauvignon from Miani, and those who don't know Miani really should, because Enzo Pontoni, owner and winemaker, is just an absolute genius. Makes fantastic wines, red and white, hard to come by, and now really getting up there in price terms. They're really expensive, so I suppose this wine, if you can find it now, is probably about 50 quid. Anyway, it's a case I've had in my cellar for a while. Quite surprised to see the colour. I don't know if you probably can't see that well, but it's really boldly coloured. I mean, nothing particularly to worry about, but it's quite gold with some sort of greenish, slightly greenish lights to it. It's really my knowledge of we're in Friuli here, Colli Orientali, and my knowledge of Friuli and vintages isn't particularly good. I would say, for a couple of reasons, that 2015 was probably really quite a warm vintage. One, that this wine I think is a bit more mature than you'd expect. These wines age incredibly well into really fantastic things in maturity. And the other thing is, looking on the back of the bottle, it's 14.5% alcohol, so treat with caution. So look, what do we got? Let's give it a sniff. It's just I mean, it could be nothing other than Sauvignon Blanc. It's got varietal character, but it's also got a really exotic character to it as well. It's very rich, mouth-filling wine. So there's that distinctly herbal note, and it's sage, it's mint, maybe even a bit of thyme in there. It's a really extraordinary thing to smell, I must say. Clearly Sauvignon Blanc, but just so extravagant. And so the fruit itself is apricot, bit of papaya in there. You know, like I say, it's got a really exotic tone to it. That sort of red flesh peaches. It's got a high tone, almost slightly acetone-like note. That's not bothering me in any sense, but and maybe sort of a bit of biscuit crumb, bit of ginger nut crumbs. A lot going on, evidently. Let's see what the palate's doing. Well, that's a big thing in the mouth. It's got really glycerol richness to it. The entry is quite sort of fleshy with that exotic fruit. Again, similar fruits. I don't know if that's guava or papaya, and a bit of mango even maybe. And then the sort of mineral freshness kicks in. The acidity is not really that high, but it has a mineral freshness about it, and almost sort of capsicum, peppery bite to it that runs through and does freshen the whole thing up. And it's good length as well. Decent energy. I mean, it's not lacking in acidity. I think the acidity is not particularly high, but it's only there. And the finish it becomes more juicy, more upright. It's a long thing as well. There's sort of baked apple and gosh, lots going on in there. Having said all this, I am guilty of something I warn people about. Caveat I give people who lay down wine, which is don't keep all your wines till they're fully mature. You know, try them at different stages. Now, this is the first bottle out of my 6-pack of this wine, and I kind of wish that I'd started 2 or 3 years ago, I must say. I'd have liked to have seen it younger for that first bottle, and you know, I'd like this perhaps to be my penultimate bottle out of the case towards the back end of its life. And I wouldn't keep this wine that much longer, I've got to say. I think another probably couple of years max. So I've yeah, hands up, hold my hands up, mea culpa. I have probably been a bit slack about getting this out and starting on the case. Having said that, you know, it has developed perhaps a little bit quicker than I would have expected, but you know, keep your eye on these wines, chaps. I mean, you know, you don't want to drink all your wines in a full state of maturity. So there we are. Fascinating. I mean, it's delicious. It is absolutely delicious. I'll enjoy every mouthful. The work of a complete genius in Enzo Pontoni. Hurrah, enjoying it. There we are, 2015 Sauvignon. Friuli Colli Orientali, from the firm of Miani, M-I-A-N-I, Miani. A rare drop and a privilege to drink, and I'm going to love this glass and the others I'm going to have of it. It's lovely.